Why, hello there. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 40 of the Long Comics Book Club, a bi-weekly podcast about long comics, also known as manga and graphic novels. My name is Shane. I'm the older brother and comic acolyte. I'm joined by Spence, the younger brother and comic professional. Spence, what do you personally pair with watermelon?
Realistically, probably hot chocolate and watermelon is my most common drinking thing because that's what I do in the morning sometimes.
Hot chocolate and watermelon.
Yeah.
I've heard of watermelon with something, honey maybe, but not hot
Yeah.
chocolate.
Well,
That's a
this is literally
first.
like, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sometimes in the morning, I don't have a cigarette. I have a hot chocolate, and
You
there we
have
go.
hot chocolate and watermelon. Wow. Well, that's
Oh.
maybe the PG or even G-rated version of the smoking cigarettes and watermelon that we get in Kowloon Generic Romance. This is a manga, and this is the manga that we are talking about today for the Long Comics Book Club. A story by Jun Mayuzuki, and we are talking about Volume 1. So, for the first half of the episode, we will have our book club discussion talking about themes, writing choices, plot choices, all that good stuff of Kowloon Generic Romance, as well as some interesting facts, likely from Spence, and a recommendation if you haven't yet read the book to decide if it's worth picking up, and for me to decide if it's worth continuing to read on in this series. Then, for the second half of the show, we are going to be talking about the anime adaptation of Kowloon Generic Romance, which I believe came out last year. So I have watched the first episode, as Spence has as well, and so we're going to talk about similarities, differences, because boy, are there some differences
Oh,
between
yeah.
the anime and the manga. So we're going to be going over those, as well as we have a follow-up to our last episode because Spence has seen the Supergirl movie. So in our last episode, in case you missed it, we did have predictions for the Supergirl movie. It has now come out, so we need to see how we did with our professional guessing and whether we have a winner of which of us was able to make more predictions accurately. But then we're going to end off our episode with Spence introducing the long comic for the next podcast, which is going to be coming out on July 18th. And it is going to be a graphic novel as we alternate between the two formats so we get the best of both worlds. So make sure to stick around to the end of the show so that you can find out what's next and you can read along too. At the top of the episode, I want to give two thank yous. The first is thank you, our listeners, for supporting the show. Whether it's your first time listening or if you're coming back every 2 weeks, thanks for hanging out and making sure to follow the show if you aren't already. We're actually coming up closer to 1,000 streams, so really hoping we're able to cross that threshold by the end of the year. So if you haven't yet recommended this to someone or if you want to go through our back catalog, go help our metrics grow and grow because that's going to be a really cool milestone once we hit that point. Hopefully, this show encourages you to engage with these wonderful forms of media and that you enjoy them as much as we do. And of course, I also need to say a big thank you to Vesperia Manga and Comics for providing today's long comic, by which I mean thank you, Spence, owner and proprietor of Vesperia, online at VesperiaComics.com, and physically located at 1935 West Broadway in Vancouver, British Columbia. Spence, any updates from the shop?
So the big one is in a month for the final weekend of July slash first weekend of August. We will be at Anime Revolution here in Vancouver.
This is your second time going to Anime
Yes.
Revolution. Wow. Well, that's very exciting. A lot of fun, but also very tiring last year, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yes. Hopefully the fan expo was probably the hours aren't as crazy as fan expos were, so hopefully it'll all everything will be relative and it won't be too bad.
Yeah. And I also know the adrenaline gets pumping in that kind of environment, but very cool setting to be able to check out Vesperia. If you're not able to get to the brick and mortar store, maybe you're coming in just for the Revolution, which I suppose a lot of people
Yeah.
probably are.
Oh yeah. Like it's the biggest one in Western Canada, so
Hey, there you
yeah.
go. All the more reason if you're listening and we're looking for a reason to come and visit Vesperia, why not come to Anime Revolution? That's a great reason to come over to visit the West Coast and spend your entire time inside in the it's downtown at the convention center again,
Yeah,
I
you
assume.
get a beautiful view of the like harbor and stuff, even if you're inside in the convention center. So really,
There you go.
still get to
Hey,
experience Vancouver.
yeah, so you're not fully trapped downstairs. Yeah, worth checking out then. Well, it's certainly something exciting to look forward to. And what was the dates again for that?
It is going to be from July 31st to August 2nd. So
Woohoo. And
Yeah,
you can see the whole, I assume the map's not out yet, but eventually the
um,
map will be out so you
yeah,
can
I
find
got a map, but
Vesperia.
I don't know if it's
Whoa.
like, yeah, well, I don't know.
Are you allowed to leak that yet?
Did I know where I'm going to have my table? Ooh, I know. Like it's like the same place it was last year. At least I think it is. It's either
Really?
exactly the same place or like one off.
Wow. That is a primo location.
Yes, it was great
And
last year.
really, if you are going, you will be able to find Vesperia. So make sure to check it out. That's great. Well, until then, we have a book club to do. So, Spence, talking about Kowloon Generic Romance, why did you choose this as our long comic for discussion today?
Because the vibes, man. It's all about the vibes. Sometimes you don't need like deep and complex stories or like anything else. Sometimes you just need to enjoy the summer, watch the summer happen in front of you, and then to enjoy the vibes. Because it was kind of interesting because the first this is a very interesting story in comparison first volume for the rest of the volumes.
Hmm.
Because the first volume is 100% vibes until the very, very end.
Yeah.
I think it would just be fun to kind of experience those vibes and then with that last little stinger at the end.
Hmm. Yeah, because today we were just talking about volume one, and it is very much vibes. When you first described vibes to me, I didn't understand what you meant exactly. I can understand what it means to give off vibes, but now having read this, I very much understand what you were talking about. Because as you said, this is thin. It is thick. It is like a regular length manga, but looking back, I normally make notes, of course, as I go through. Not a lot of notes on this one because it's very much just really focused on vibes. So, to give the back of the book, the little plot
Yeah, honestly,
synopsis.
what do you yeah, how do you even plot synopsis this one?
I mean, it's
Find out.
extremely short, so you're about to find out. This is on the back of the manga itself. Welcome to Kowloon Walled City, a dystopian townscape where the people are brimming with nostalgia and where the past, present, and future converge. Amid the hidden emotions and extraordinary daily lives of the men and women working in its confines, a tale of romance begins to unfold for real estate agent Rieko Kujirai, one that feels as familiar as Kowloon itself. That's it.
Yeah, fair.
So
Which
essentially,
yeah,
that is what it is. It is a generic romance set in a location called Kowloon, which
which
was
I get.
a real place, my
Yes, which was
understanding.
a question I was about to ask you. Do you know about what Kowloon is?
I do now because I was wondering about it, but I
Yes.
don't obviously know the depth of it. But my understanding is that it was Chinese owned Hong Kong, but was
Yes.
eventually destroyed. Was it
Yes.
leveled?
Yeah, so it was like a little area of Hong Kong under Chinese jurisdiction, and because of that, it was the most like densely populated area in the world at one point.
Hmm.
So it was like 90% of like dystopia like cyberpunk dystopian cityscapes are like based on Kowloon.
Hmm.
So yes, and then it was destroyed like circa I think like around 1990. They like leveled it and put a park there. So it doesn't exist anymore, which is kind of the interesting things because
Hmm.
this appears to be set in some kind of out of time place, but also there's like technology of the modern era slash future. So
Yeah.
what does it mean?
Yeah, boy. I mean, Kowloon just by itself feels like you could commit an entire. I would love to watch a documentary on Kowloon. I assume one must exist just because it's so interesting, even before getting into the manga, just the existence of this thing. And like you said, if you look at images of it, it's surreal. It's
Yeah.
very dystopian. Just the
Yes.
density of it.
Yeah. My
Uh,
favorite random statistic is if the entire world had the population density of Kowloon, like so all the land on the Earth had the density population of Kowloon, there would be 160 trillion people.
Yikes. For the to give people a clear understanding, this is an estimated 33,000 people lived within the walled city that was 6.5 acres big.
Yeah. Just
That's
built, and it was built with like
insane.
no codes or anything like that.
Yeah,
Everything just went up.
basically no police presence.
Yeah.
Surreal. I mean, what's very interesting is that for me, from if you compare volume one and the actual history of Kowloon, Kowloon history is much more interesting than the manga. But that
Fair.
is, but to be fair,
Which
this
I
is much more
guess,
interesting than like a lot of things.
yeah,
So
that's also fair. And also
I'm gonna
like
put
that
that low.
history of Kowloon is very much a part of the story, just not in the
Hmm.
first volume.
Interesting. Okay. But as always, we are trapped to just
Yes,
talking
we
about the
are
first
talking about just the
volume.
first one for now.
And so, our main character that they mentioned on the back here, Ryuko, as well as her romantic interest, Hajime, are our main two characters. Hajime being the male lead, and then you have a couple of side characters like Xiaohei, who's like this girl who works at a shoe shop and a adult film theater,
Yeah.
and then like the other guy that they work with, who is her boss slash coworker. He confused me, but
I, I
he's just a
think
guy.
see he's like the lead. He's middle management.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just hanging out there. But it really is a generic romance. I think that was the part that caught me off guard. Is this is extremely generic romance. Like, oh, you think they're gonna kiss? No, he's looking at her eyes and commenting on her crow's feet. Ah, ha, ha, ha. What a classic will they, won't they? Which is fine. It's not particularly interesting because it's not doing anything different. It is very generic. But again, this is just the first volume, and at the end here, it really does suggest that there's going to be something else is going on, and
Yes.
you catch that throughout this as well.
Yeah. There's something uncanny about everything, which is
Hmm.
big. Yeah. Thrown in at the very last second, you get hit with like a oh, something very uncanny is going on here.
Hmm. Yeah, there's something kind of always under the surface, which they do a really good job of throughout. So I did enjoy that you sort of get the feeling that something's off. The fact that there's like a floating second Earth up in the sky that is
Yes.
just sort of there.
And it
Uh,
basically never commented on.
yeah, very interesting
Like
in this one.
I remember the first time I read it, I literally didn't notice it for the entire first volume.
Really,
Yeah.
I mean, it is very light how much they comment on it,
Yeah.
which is super interesting. Um, and yeah, kind of adds to it as well. You have this that something bigger is going on that you can't fully explain. Super interesting, super cool in that way as well. And so how long ago did you first read this? This is obviously my first encounter with
Yeah,
this,
I think
but
it was before I owned the store. So like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
hmm, and it only recently finished because it looks like it
Yes.
started in 2019
So
and wrapped
notably,
up
it
in
actually isn't
2026.
finished yet in English. So I
Interesting.
actually haven't, I actually don't know how it ends. So I've just been
Ah,
reading the English translations, and I also realized how much more I like the manga than the anime. So I haven't watched any of the anime past the point I've read in the manga.
hmm. Interesting. Wait, so the anime goes further than
I
the
think
English
so.
translation?
Yes.
Whoa, that seems extremely rare.
Yeah. It's not, I think it was made with the intention of them like finishing simultaneously. Like,
Hmm.
like famously, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was actually the same way.
Huh.
They both basically finished at like close to like the same 3 month period.
Wow. Okay. Wait, so is the anime gonna get a second season?
No, I think they just do that's the I think they fit the entire story in one, from my understanding at least.
Oh, right, because it finished as well as the anime is the
Yeah.
manga's finished just in Japanese. Interesting. Well, I mean, all the more mystery then. So both you and I are fully in the dark about how this thing
Yes.
ends, which is
Yeah.
something. Because in this one, the way it ends, so it's essentially just generic romance the entire duration, and then at the end, you find out that these two flirtatious coworkers had maybe been engaged before? Question mark. There's a mysterious photograph
Yes.
that shows the two of them as well as a worker at a cafe that they visit that
And then
says
yes. And when she
they
goes to
were
the
engaged.
cafe, things kind of like fall apart. Like what is that cafe?
Yeah, there's a single image that shows this pretty little goldfish cafe in complete tatters, shambles, torn to shreds. Which, I mean, would know more, but it's very interesting as someone that just reads the first volume, and maybe you can sort of, if you were not aware of what happens, whether it's that that's real or if it's a reflection of like her mental state, or if it's symbolic,
Or
is
is it,
unclear for
or is it
me.
multiple of those?
Or the multi exactly. So is the disarray of the cafe symbolic or is it literal? It's unclear for me,
Okay.
which is interesting. Because I'm not 100% sure. I had sort of assumed it was symbolic, but
Oh, okay. See, interesting. On my first read, I 100% assumed it was literal.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I took from it. Like,
I think it's because I got wrapped up in the vibes.
that's fair. It's all about the
Yeah.
vibes.
And when we're talking about vibes, how do you want to explain why this is such a vibe check to you?
How do you explain? You can't explain the vibes, man.
Well, you can, but if you can't, that's okay too.
Go for it then.
So, what I think when you're talking about vibes is that you hold on small details a lot. So, for example, there's an entire page that's her taking a smoke of her cigarette, but it's shown across like 5 panels. Like, it's a single action, but it's drawn out. And there is a lot of those throughout where they have a single small action, but they take their time with it to really get the vibe across. Because I think that's very much like I think vibe is one way to describe this. Slow burn is another way you could describe it as well.
Yes.
Because it is, yeah, very slow. Not a lot happens, as you
Yeah.
can tell by the plot summaries. Because it really is that there's lots of little details that we're skipping over and lots of foreshadowing. But if you're just looking for the core plot, it is literally you meet these two real estate workers who are already flirtatious. They go out for lunch a couple of times, and then you find out at the end that
Yeah.
the woman might have forgot that she was engaged to him, but you aren't sure of the circumstance around it.
Yes.
And that's essentially all
And
that happens.
yeah, and there's definitely also the guys acting when you like put all that stuff together. Clearly, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, he knows. And what's very interesting then about these two is that Hajime is much more of a fleshed out character in this. He's much more interesting. I mean, they're both pretty interesting in terms of you sort of see both their public put on personas as well as their private personas. But Hajime in particular, just where you see him like volunteering to help the elderly, but also he's going to like the adult film theater by himself. He's clearly like a complex guy who's haunted by something.
Yes, something in his past.
Yeah, something in his past is going on, but yeah, which is very much a vibe check. Which is yeah. So it sounds like you enjoy the vibe check.
I do enjoy the vibe check,
You enjoy the vibe check. Fair enough.
and yeah,
I think as someone who is chronically sleep deprived, vibe check is not the easiest thing for me. 'Cause
which I've been thinking. Also, another point that I'm getting, at least the story I'm getting from this, is you don't appear to care about the underlying mystery at all because it's not shown enough in this first volume. Because as someone who is much more versed on what's going on, the vibes are this Kowloon is two equal parts vibe check and also mystery. What is going on? But I guess it's just not enough here for you to actually like clasp onto that.
No, but I guess if you are further in this, it would be interesting. It must be interesting to read back on because I'm sure there's lots of little details and things you can pick up on.
Yes.
But as your first read through, yeah, not so much the case.
Which we won't spoil anything here, but I'll just say it this much: it is definitely weirder than you appear to be thinking it's going to be, or it is way weirder, way more out there.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm intrigued, but I'm not. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to our reviews at the end. But yeah, it doesn't really strike me. In the first one, there's a couple of weird elements, but there's not that many. And so I was very much reading it as like a single standing thing. And what is interesting is that if you were to look at this in an isolated box, as if there was no more volumes to this, you kind of could, as if you treated it sort of like a two. Are you familiar with is it Reddit that does like the 2-sentence horror stories?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is essentially a setup of a 2-sentence horror story.
Well, please go on. Give me your 2-sentence horror for Kowloon.
Well, I don't like have it off the top of the dome here, but it's sort of like they went out for, yeah, I can't pull it out of my hat, but it gives off that sort of vibe of setup in the first sentence and twist in the second,
Yeah.
which is again clearly there's more to this, but I guess it's just the reason I thought of that is because of that derelict cafe shot at the very end of that something is wrong. But
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So is our two sentence horror going to be like, I went to my fiance the same, I went to the restaurant where I proposed with my fiance, but it was all in my head, or it was all a dream, or the restaurant doesn't exist. Can we go with that?
Yes, something to that effect. Yeah, exactly. The
Put
yeah.
that on Reddit and get your 12 downvotes.
It's very funny. Yeah. I'll see if I can come up with a two sentence horror story for when we upload this and add it to the description. But that's very much what I think the first volume is a good way to capture it. Which is fine, but yeah, it's all about the vibes in this. So speaking about the vibes, this slow burn, the really focus in on the details, which is really interesting because the art is nice, but it's not particularly remarkable. But it is good. It's good art, but it's kind of your. We talk about this a lot. Where it's sort of like your classic modern
Yeah.
art. It very much reminds me of like 21st century boys. Um,
Less distinct in style than that.
That's true. The characters are more typically proportioned.
Yeah. They don't
But
have
yeah,
like we don't have the weird noses and all that
that's
of
true.
Naoki Urasawa.
Yeah, I guess the comparison I draw from that one is just because of the mystery between the
Yeah.
two of them. But yeah, it's the art's good, but it is yeah not distinct. That's a good way to describe it. Um, but something that is, I mean, the question I do have about this is there is certainly portions of it that are hypersexualized.
Yes.
And there is a parental advisory warning, explicit content on the front of this. Do
Yeah.
you,
I
why?
I don't that it's one of the biggest mysteries of why on earth are the Kowloons wrapped in plastic at the store?
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, so like
The
typically
Kowloons?
like the
Oh,
so like why
this
are
is the literal physical manga you
yeah,
receive.
yes, the physical manga is at my store. So certain like R-rated manga tends to come wrapped in plastic.
Mhm.
For some reason, Kowloons are also wrapped in plastic.
Well, they are parental explicit.
Yeah, I know, but like in comparison to some of the stuff that isn't,
That's fair. I mean, that's
like
all the more
I don't
reason.
bother putting these in the like as I refer to it, the wrapped in plastic for a reason section of the
Mm,
store. Like
yeah.
these really aren't that just like Dan to Dan I would find more like
Mm,
questionable for uh
sexual content.
yeah.
Interesting. And so, so this is sort of a case of what is it? R versus 18 plus or whatever.
I guess. Yeah.
And so all the more reason why do you think there's a decision to have any R-rated material in this at all? Where it's very much more in the direction of suggestive than explicit is what I would say.
Yeah. And for that, I would probably believe who like whoever made this just like doesn't care. It's probably I say it's probably I could probably look this up. It's probably in a Seinen magazine. This feels like something would be in a so for they don't need to self-censor themselves, so they won't bother.
It's in
Um
Weekly Young Jump.
okay, so it's a shonen.
How young is Young Jump intended for?
Oh, actually, no, wait. No, Young Jump is actually a Seinen magazine. So
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. So it's the Seinen version. It's from the Seinen version of Shonen Jump.
And so for those that need a reminder on what seinen is.
Yes, that's the so manga's done in
Is that
for
me?
yeah. Manga has four different categories. It's either shonen, seinen, josei, or shoujo, which basically means younger young male, young woman, woman, and seinen is the older male one.
Okay, got
So
it.
yeah,
Why is it called Weekly Young Jump then?
I don't know. That's what tripped me up at first.
That's kind of questionable. But
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense that that is the audience it's appealing for is older men. Because of the frankly over sexualization of Ryoko. Um, is weird. It's a weird choice. I understand to some degree I can understand that it's like the sex sells attitude that you're trying to get
Yeah, but
people.
I think it's more it's part of the vibes, man.
It's
Maybe his
part,
main response for everything.
part of the
It's part of the vibes, man.
no,
It's
it's the
like that. Well, because I
vibes,
think
man.
they're aiming for like a feeling of like that kind of like smoky, nostalgic, that kind of look to it, which I think there was
Mhm.
a certain amount of sexuality implied from that era of like culture and film
Mm.
and stuff.
Almost like is that Grindhouse? No.
No, no, definitely not Grindhouse. This is classier than Grindhouse. This is like lounges. What do you even call
Mm.
that? Like you know, like a smoky lounge with jazz playing in the background.
Yeah, okay. I can understand. That's true. And
Yeah,
that again plays in with the cigarettes and her liking
yeah,
cigarettes and watermelon
yes.
together.
Also, definitely one of those things of like, sure, this would be a lot less fun if you had to smell
Mm.
smell what was going on. It would be
Yeah.
a lot less sexy, a lot less vibesy if you had to smell this book.
Yeah, but it would be nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
Mm. Yeah. But I mean, something that I do appreciate is that the author Jun Mayuzuki is a woman, so that does make it a little less icky. So that's good. But yeah, I don't know. I understand that it plays into the vibes. It didn't land as well for me, her specific over sexualization. I thought like the inclusion of stuff like the adult film theater plays into sort of the atmosphere building. So I can understand something like that. Just because that is again really playing into like the culture and the place and the time. But yeah, it is very interesting in that way that it is never fully explicit. It is just suggestive. Is the
Yes.
way I would put it. Certainly the painting, her painting, be the most egregious example of that. Um,
Yes.
but
Also, like a non insignificant amount of people think Ryoko's like the literal most attractive anime woman of all
I was gonna say, I
time.
also have a feeling that part of this is trying to get people to idolize her, which
Yeah.
I assume succeeded because
Yes.
yeah, she's more than two-dimensional. She is complex. She is interesting with the decisions that she makes. They are informed by the male gaze, but the they at least are, I assume, developed more fully in later volumes as she sort of tries to better understand what's happening to her, which I appreciate,
Yes.
but not in this one yet. Not yet. Because again, this is just volume one
Yes.
for further growth down the line, but an interesting volume one nevertheless, and it does very much give you establishing the tone of what I assume carries throughout the series, even if things get weirder. I assume that the tone and the
Yes. The the vibes, as they were. The vibes and the style very much stay
they do
throughout the entire.
continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And like even once much more plot is happening, they still take long amounts of like holding on stuff and
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't appear to be pushing the plot forward. Lots of
Hmm.
that still.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen that don't appear to push the plot forward, but that are more meant to either build up the world or build up the characters, which is cool. I mean, you could really make an argument for this being a slice of life.
Oh yeah.
Is so that was what I was going to ask. In terms of genre, where would you place this? Is it slice of life? Is it mystery? I mean, clearly mystery. Is it drama,
Clearly the word
thriller?
mystery and romance are both involved in some way.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, You can definitely say there's some slice of life in there.
Yeah. What would you say? So if you were to rank them, I assume it would be in that order. It would go
Mystery
romance,
rom
mystery,
mystery
romance, slice
romance,
of life
slice of life. Yeah.
in that order. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That makes sense to me. And then finally, the title itself, Kowloon Generic Romance.
Okay, I can't comment on this because I know too much.
I see. Uh,
Whatever you say, you're going to be wrong. But I would love you to go say, why do you think
that's
it's called Kowloon Generic Romance?
that's fine. Well, I think it's because of what I was saying before as well. This is a generic romance. This is absolutely
Yeah.
playing into stereotypes of romance where you have the will they, won't they. You have the, ooh, they're gonna kiss. No, he's just being
Yeah.
mean and oh my goodness, they kiss at the end, but he actually didn't.
Yeah. He thought
He
she was
thought it
someone
was
else
he
or
thought she was
something.
someone else or something. So it is
Yeah.
very much literally a generic romance
Yeah.
set in the city of Kowloon.
Definitely that's what they want you to think. Also, that is very much not why that title is called that.
Interesting.
It has
But
a very, very specific meaning.
in volume one, it's for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's coming across. But yeah, so it sounds like you would recommend. Do you recommend this to people? Have you recommended it to
Yes, I
someone
absolutely
before?
recommend it to people all the time.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so to go to recommendation for you,
Yeah.
what is sort of the circumstances that you recommend this to people when they're looking for something?
So it's my most common recommendation is people looking for like slow burn mysteries or adult romances.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like,
Uh,
because that is one thing. This is a romance that is not about high schoolers,
no, it is for sure not. Yeah, these
which
are
is very
32 year
different
olds,
from
32, 34.
yeah.
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense, and I do think there always has to be credit where credit's due when it comes to giving us content for non-high schoolers. That cannot be undervalued. So I do appreciate it for that means. Okay, but that makes sense as recommending for those particularly. So this is something I think this is another good example where you wouldn't recommend this to someone as a one-off in this kind of book
No.
club scenario. It's cool
Yeah.
to try out to see the vibes,
Yeah,
but
this doesn't quite hold up by itself. Like,
yeah.
if this was a one issue volume that never had another follow up or anything, we would never even would have gotten it in English because no one would have cared about it.
Yeah. Whereas you have something like, I mean, we again 20th Century Boys, which we read earlier for the book club, same
Yeah,
idea where it sets up a lot.
yeah, but
And
that one just wouldn't be a single issue one because it would like people would like riot because like
there's too many
half of it's
questions.
like
There's
yeah,
too many questions left. Yeah.
yeah.
That's funny. So it's right in the middle. Yeah, because that's sort of how I feel about it. I thought it was okay, but I would understand that I would need to read more in order to better understand and better enjoy this, but that I don't know if I have the capacity to do so.
That's fair. That's fair.
Is
We're
how I would
reading a lot of
describe
stuff
that.
around here.
There's a lot that we're reading as well as again, I think the hard part is that because it is a slow burn, the old habit of the eyes starting to flicker when I'm reading and I'm tired is
Mm,
dangerous with this one because it's not action packed. That's not nor should it be. This is a slow moving romance with little bits here and there, but it is not the page turner franticness of what I'm currently experiencing reading Witch Hat episode 12, where a giant leech creature is murdering a city. Like
mm.
there's different stakes between the two things I was reading simultaneously. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it, but I defer to you as the expert and the person that has read further
Oh,
on who this is for, because I can understand adult romance stories as well as mysteries. We've had a couple of mysteries now in
yeah,
the
it's true.
in the
I guess I like
past.
mysteries.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice a trend. We
Yeah.
have we have another. We have 20th Century Boys. We have Kowloon Generic Romance. We have three different manga mysteries this year.
Yeah.
Um, well, also technically Tekopia Original Sin is a mystery,
Yeah.
but
Sort of.
but yeah, that one's not the mystery is not as central to that one. But if you want to hear more about our thoughts on any of those, obviously take a look back at some of our other episodes. Um, But we also wanted to talk about the anime adaptation of this. Because, boy, if you want to have the difference between vibe checks,
Yeah.
the anime and the manga. And I'm most curious to hear your take on this because you have now vocalized a couple of times. You are not a fan of this anime, despite it
No.
being quite popular online, is my understanding.
Yes, which I think is one of those cases where if you don't have the manga to compare it to, you don't
Mm,
realize how goddamn fast it's going.
yeah, it's breakneck. So,
Yeah.
the first episode of the anime fully finishes the first volume of the manga.
Yeah. And it, basically that pace doesn't slow down.
That's crazy.
Every episode is a full volume.
Yeah, I mean, because even just having read volume one and then watched the first episode, they annihilate so many character building moments
Yeah.
between especially with the male lead Hajime, just like helping the seniors and going to the adult theater and all these different little signposts with him just
Yeah.
fully gone. They could not care less in the
Yeah.
anime.
And what's her name? The little pigtail girl. I think she like literally doesn't appear at all in the
Xiaohei.
first like four episodes, which is
No, she
relevant.
does. She
Oh,
says hello
okay. She
at the
barely
very, very
appears
start.
because, but then yeah, later that becomes relevant because she's actually plays a huge part later. So
Interesting.
it's weird. It's yeah.
And does Yao Mei, this is the doll maker, come back in the anime? She
Because yeah,
must.
I think that's actually like just a case of them moving around. Like I think the her, if I remember correct, I haven't. Can you tell I haven't watched the anime since for a while? The first
Mm,
episode, they don't have her like falling out of
the door.
the door. That doesn't happen the first. That it does just get moved back to like the second and third episode.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. So there is certainly some plot moving around. There is some big, big changes that they do, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, we normally talk about how a lot of the shows do tend to be very true to their subject,
source material.
to their source material. Very much not the case here.
Yeah, but like if you weren't paying attention, you would think it was. But it's like because like all the same events
Right.
happen.
Yeah, they're hitting
But
the big events, but they're ignoring all of the slice of life character building moments.
yeah, exactly. So it
Yeah,
feels completely different.
very, very different for sure. Yeah, it's a tricky. I mean, I guess it's essentially, do you want the Coles Notes version? Like, do you want the Spark
Yeah,
Notes version of this mystery? Then you can watch the anime.
yeah,
But if you want to actually read all of the play, you should probably do the manga.
yeah. Honestly, it borderlines feels like you're reading the Wikipedia summary of the. Like I feel like you get roughly the
Mm,
same amount of.
mhm. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
think I think that's legitimate. Yeah. No, the anime is very different in the way that, yeah, it felt so fast. But yeah, if you haven't read the volume, you wouldn't have realized that. So, and do you know from online discourse, is that like a common sentiment, or is this something that you've personally,
I
understandably picked up?
I don't know how common it is as an opinion. Because I think at the
Mm,
end of the day, especially in the West, way more people watch anime than read manga.
yes, yeah,
So
that's
more
for sure.
definitely the more common thing. And even people who read manga aren't like me who just gets to read manga all day at a
Hmm.
store. So like they might have heard the manga is really good, but
Hmm.
getting all 12 volumes and probably maybe paying for them or getting them from the library or whatever is going to take time and money and all that. So
Yeah,
so much easier just to put on an episode of anime.
that's true. Just have that playing. Yeah, interesting. I mean, the manga on my anime list slash also the manga. The manga is higher rated than the anime, only marginally, or I guess. So the manga has a 7.77. The TV has a 7.34.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, interesting, and makes sense. And I'm sure part of that could absolutely be people who read the manga saying, "Hey, this has some issues, the way that you're choosing to tell this story." But understanding as well that people who watch things only have so much attention, only have so much time. Like you're saying, they're sort of looking for that quick gratification, and like fair enough. No shade on that either. Like I fully empathize with that. And
Yes.
sometimes I also just want to consume short form content because my brain can't even take 20-minute episodes of anime. I actually have not watched anime as much in the past year because I've learned that when I'm sleep deprived, I can't do subtitles.
Hmm.
I will fall asleep no matter how much I want to watch it. And so that's been my challenge with actually my Witch Hat the anime. I can't watch it. I fall asleep every time.
Oof. The
Um,
challenge is having a newborn.
yeah, there you go. The one of many. If the worst challenge I had was that I had a hard time watching anime, life would be pretty good.
Yeah,
But
I know, but the not
no,
sleep part is really
yeah, that's
is the
the
real
real
challenge
core of it.
there.
That's true. That's pretty funny. But yeah, there you go. And I think that's our recommendation is if would you, I mean, do you, we always talk about that it is for a certain subset of people. Do you think someone who wants to experience this plot, this mystery, should watch the anime, or do you think it's so disingenuous that,
Yeah, honestly, I'm going whole full hipster here. Just don't
wow,
watch the original. Don't bother with the anime. Watch the
hey,
original. Read the
we
original.
we love a hot take. Hot takes are great. I respect it. Hey, there you go. Either manga or bust.
Yeah,
You heard it here
exactly.
first. Hey, as the person running the manga and comic store should say, anyways.
Yeah. Every so often,
That's
it's like,
fair.
should I mention like talking to someone and they were like, I probably shouldn't say this because I own a manga store, but like the free written anime
Mm,
is like better
yeah.
better than the manga.
Yeah, well, this one, there you go. So we gave them that one a couple episodes ago, but this
Yeah.
one, there you go. Come back for the manga. That's pretty funny. So, speaking of calling back to prior episodes, the last part of our discussion today is circling back to our last episode and discussing Supergirl.
Yes.
Because Supergirl has come out, Supergirl has hit the news. It's all
Yeah.
over the news, but not for good reasons.
No, it's apparently not doing great, which
It
is
is,
a little unfortunate. I
yes.
think this is I don't know. Am I going to be invoking some of the most annoying people on the internet by saying this? But there are
Inevitably, no matter
some
what you say.
there are some aspects of people on the internet who I know are going to be insufferable because this isn't doing well.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
it's like it's not definitely not like one of the like I've seen people claim it's like one of the worst superhero like it's worse than Morbius or whatever. It's like good God, no. I've watched Morbius. This is a much better movie than Morbius.
Mhm.
It's not. Yeah. So I guess here's my Supergirl um, review. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
First hour is really fun. Really well done first hour. Then kind of falls apart going through the old classic superhero generic superhero climax. It's
Yeah.
like we want more than we want more than like that generic superhero climax.
Mhm. Yeah. We expect better now.
Yes, that's
Um,
a good. If this came out in 2008, it would be like heralded as one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. But we've moved past that point.
we sure have. Um, and what do you chalk up the? I mean, it sort of seems like the perfect storm of things falling apart for poor Supergirl between the people accusing it of being woke and the
Yeah, well,
people who are already anti-feminists and then people who just sort of see the scores and are like, well, I don't want to go see that now.
yeah,
It's
and
kind of the
then
perfect storm of unfortunateness for this movie.
yes, which I think another one that I think is a fair thing is just you got to have a reason to go to a movie theater. Like
Yeah.
no matter how bad all of like I think it's the thing same with you. You've been kind of busy. You
Hmm.
haven't had a chance to go to the movie theater. So if it's not
Hmm.
great and you haven't heard good things, you're not super into the character. You kind of need that push to go to the movie theater, which this
Yeah.
just doesn't give you.
That's exactly what it is. Because I was potentially going to go see this, and then I saw what the reviews were, and I thought, do I want to put in my time? And oh my goodness, what's a ticket now? Like $20?
Like 16,
Oh God,
$16 Canadian.
yeah. And it's like, do I want to pay that much to go to something that is going to be fine?
It's pretty, yeah,
Fine to pretty good.
kind of pretty good. Yeah,
Probably not. So that is,
yeah.
yeah.
And also,
It's hard to
Woman of
get people
Tomorrow,
out.
still better. as to be expected.
Yeah, it has to be
You've
expected.
experienced, which is
Totally
actually kind of
understand.
the interesting thing too, is they go through like very different beats. A lot of the
Mm,
moments are the same, but like if you came back, you watched Supergirl, and you were like, okay, I liked that movie. What's some more Supergirl to read? I would just be like, just go read Mom of Tomorrow. They're different
mhm,
enough that like
yeah.
you'll recognize some stuff, but like the plots are just completely different. So
So, I mean, that'd be my question. Do you think this is held back because they were pushing it as being inspired by? Should they have tried to distance from Women of Tomorrow? Because
I
everyone I've seen online is comparing and being like, this doesn't hold a candle.
yeah, I think it's probably fine because the kind of people who would compare it are like I think anyone who would
That's
compare
true.
it is going to see it anyway, or
Yeah,
is
true.
never going to see it.
Yeah,
They're in one
right.
of the two
Doesn't really make a
categories.
difference. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So now going to our predictions that we made, because I am curious. So this is going to move into Supergirl movie spoilers,
Yeah. Okay.
probably. So the darkest moment, you thought they were going to do the retelling of the full memory changer, memory
So
chamber.
interestingly, they do not do that moment, but they do the going into space to scream.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And do they do the Dino Planet?
Yeah, but it's lame.
Oh,
So lame.
okay.
Which, yeah, like, yeah.
So we'll give you that point because you did get Screaming in the Sun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you go. And
And honestly, she
because
doesn't even go. She doesn't go all the way to the sun this time. She just like goes into the atmosphere, which like
screams. Okay.
for it works for a movie because like whole sun
Yeah.
would be more in like atmosphere. You still get the same idea.
Yeah. And was that the or I guess if the Dino Planet did happen, but it was lame. Which one was the darker moment
So
that they
like
need to overcome?
so like the low point of the movie is like basically things go wrong and she goes into the scream. So, and that's the low point before she starts going
Okay.
up, and then they go to the Dino Planet. Except it's not even a Dino Planet; it's just a planet with a kryptonite sun. And
Oh.
then yeah, and then that's actually like
How do you
uh,
spend $170 million and not have CGI dinos?
I know it's so, and then like that's the beginning of like the ending, the climax
Mhm.
being lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like but that's even treated because at that point her and Rue are like estranged. So it's like treated as a
Oh.
like that's and then they come back together on the Dino. Like she comes
Mm.
back for the
Right,
Dino
of
Planet. So
course.
it's kind of like treated as like good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, so that moves into our plot twist. So it's sounding like I was wrong. Krem is the big bad.
Yes. Yes, he is.
And you said Lobo is going to, I think said that Lobo's going to like come back and save the day, or Lobo's going to be some sort of twist with Lobo.
Yeah. Not really. No. Nothing.
Okay. Well, we both miss on that one.
Yeah.
Was there twists in it, or it was all pretty
No,
on the
there
edge?
were sort of twists,
Okay.
like standard levels of yeah,
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Then we'll keep it a little bit of a mystery. I respect
yeah.
that.
Not too much.
Okay. Well, you're up 1 point. So finally, cameos. You had thought maybe some sort of deep cut alien. I thought a Green Lantern.
Yeah. And the answer is there were no cameos in the movie.
So that's pretty egregious for a superhero movie.
Yeah, I know.
Why would they not do any cameos?
I don't know. Which honestly, I think kind of works in this favor if like
What?
so
I
like
don't know.
if people
'Cause I
don't like
think
this one,
one of the
they can
biggest
skip it.
things about, yeah, I mean, I guess so, but isn't that bad then? Because people don't tie in? Because one of the best parts of Superman is all of the different characters.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite part of Superman is Mr. Fantastic. Is so good in that movie.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Fantastic's in the Fantastic Four.
You're right.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific is so good.
Oh yeah, Mr. Terrific's amazing.
I
Yeah.
love him in that. Like
Yeah.
anytime he was on screen, I was like, this guy is so cool.
The Justice Gang is great in general. All three members of the Justice League are
Yeah.
great for different reasons.
And it's like we talked about before, then in Superman, you also have like Metamorphose in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shocking they don't, because I think that's one of the biggest things that superhero fans like is when you get to have all these different characters
Yeah.
show up in movies.
Yeah, some deep cuts are fun. But yeah, other than like Superman, who we already knew was going to be. Yeah. And
That's crazy to
yeah.
me.
Like no one outside of like the primary Superman Lobo and like the yeah, all those.
Yeah, no, was there an after credit scene?
Nope.
Did you stay around to see?
Absolutely.
That's so
This ain't my first
sad.
rodeo.
Yeah. Oh man.
After walking, yeah, after when we were like first in the first Iron Man movie and we didn't see the Samuel L. Jackson cameo back when we
Yep.
were kids because we weren't used to after credit scenes at that point.
Yeah, you didn't know they did it.
Yeah, I've stayed
Interesting.
for all of them since.
Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like Supergirl surprised us in many ways with our predictions, as well as, yeah, just in terms of how it turned out in general. I think this movie has surprised everyone in ways that, unfortunately, no one particularly wanted to be surprised. I
Yeah,
would say.
it's a little
Oh, well.
unfortunate, but
Hopefully, Clayface kind of helps him bounce back, and
yeah, we got
uh,
Clayface, and then we got Spider-Man.
yeah, couldn't. Well, that's
Yeah,
DC versus Marvel, but
yes,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm
so yes.
sure Spider-Man is gonna
Oh,
smoke the box office. No
the box
issue.
office question isn't for Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Doomsday, it's not a box office question.
Yeah.
It's
Well, Doomsday, I don't know because especially
but
because that must
Doomsday's still
cost
going to make $1
fortune.
billion.
That's true.
The problem is if Doomsday just makes $1 billion, it'll be looked at as a massive flop.
It needs to sort of
Yeah,
blow
like
things out of the water.
the classic go-to is like, do you think Doomsday is going to do better than Age of Ultron?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it doesn't, that's really bad, and I think that's very possible.
Yeah, I'll find out. But yeah, Spider-Man coming out later this month.
Yes.
So something else to look forward to.
Yeah. Should we use
Good
that
old
as our transition?
Yeah, speaking of transitions.
Well, speaking of Spider-Man,
there you go. So, as we wind down towards the end of the episode, we're introducing what's next on the reading docket. So, Spence, what do the fine folks at home and I get to look forward to reading next?
yes. So as we spent, there is a Spider-Man movie at the end of the month. So it only felt we should do a Spider-Man. We won't be doing Spider-Man Brand New Day because it is legitimately one of the most hated comic books of all time and is terrible.
Okay.
So instead, we will completely ignore everything about it except for the fact it's a Spider-Man story and do my favorite Spider-Man,
Ooh.
which is Kraven's Last Hunt.
Whoa. Okay. That's exciting. Is it called Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt?
Yeah. Yes. I think the actual title is just Kraven's Last Hunt.
Interesting. But it is a Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man. Well, I guess it was originally from in the Amazing Spider-Man, but like I think the graphic novel is just called Kraven. Well, actually, why do I have to think? I can look this up very easily.
Yeah, there's a new printing called Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. I've never heard of this.
Okay. It's so it's a classic Spider-Man story from the 1980s. It's an awesome Spider-Man story, but more than anything else, it is the story that turned Kraven the Hunter from an absolute joke of a villain to my favorite Spider-Man villain.
And that's why you loved the movie.
Yes, the Kraven movie.
That no one was aware came out.
Yes.
I don't think people even I did not know that a Kraven movie happened. And then I heard that one happened. I was like, are you sure? And then I found out it was in 2024 and I was like, what?
Yeah, it was the final of the Sony Villainverse movies.
That's crazy.
I haven't watched it, but should
you haven't? Okay.
Should we force ourselves to watch
Absolutely not. Maybe I will, if it's on a streaming service I will maybe try it, but I'm very hesitant. Yeah. You know what? I will attempt the first 20 minutes of Kraven the movie.
Is it on? What's it on?
I will find it. Okay, there's my commitment to you for part 2.
Yeah, for part 2, yeah.
Of Kraven's Last Hunt, I will try Kraven the Hunter movie.
Okay.
And
it doesn't appear to be on like anything.
There you go.
That's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
You have to pay. Actually, no. Apparently, it's on Crave.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
But I will check it out. And maybe I'll go to Spider-Man. We'll see.
Yeah. I think this will be another case where we'll be done the recording before the movie.
That's true. That's true. Hey, so maybe we'll make some. Hey, that could be fun. We'll make some Spider-Man predictions. Maybe I can't remember anything that happened in that series at this point.
It's been a chunk of time since the last one.
A minute, yeah. But how exciting! There you go. Next episode, Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt, and again that will be coming out onto the airwaves on July 18th. And if you're wanting to pick up Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt, go to VesperiaComics.com for pickup at Vesperia Manga and Comics if you're in the lower mainland of British Columbia, or you can also order that for Canada-wide shipping from Vesperia. And that's it for episode 40 of the Long Comics Book Club. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to follow the show on your preferred podcast platform, as well as Long Comics Book Club on Blue Sky and Instagram, and get in the Discord and share your own thoughts on anything we talked about today, or share the show with a friend to chat with and make your own little book club that you can talk about. Anything that we talked about today, maybe Supergirl the movie, maybe Kowloon Generic Romance, or maybe Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt in advance of that July 18th podcast, or maybe Kraven the Hunter in advance of the July 18th podcast.
We'll try watching it and see how it goes.
We'll give it a shot. And hey, yeah, maybe jump on the Discord. Let us know if you've watched the full movie, or yeah, find out if you have a friend that has as well. Because book clubs are meant to be social occasions as well. So hopefully you can find a way to interact, because that's half the fun of it. But it's been a treat. Spence, thanks so much for the great conversation today. We will look forward to talking to everyone again in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.
See ya.